Arsenal.
This is man.
Hello, welcome back to another live. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. Welcome back to the GVO show. I know you lot have been waiting for this. People have been even telling me, when the fuck is the GVO show? When is the GVO show this week? Because people are waiting for the Arsenal cooking. People have been waiting. You already had half of it yesterday reacting to the fan cams and stuff. But we're back again with Alfie, people. Back again. Shout out to Alfie for joining as always. His link is in the title, people. As always, he just hit 300 subscribers. Just hit 300, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Like I said to you before we started, I didn't expect to be waking up this morning having 300. I thought it'd be at least a week before I looked at the notification saying I hit 300 subs. But I'm happy. I said, obviously, we had to move the goalposts because I didn't quite get it in 2024, but that's okay. But we managed to hit it halfway through January. We've not even reached the end of January yet. And I'm very, very happy to all the people that have been following the channel and all the people that have given me the opportunities, especially you, Max, as well. So forever grateful.
It's all good, man. It's all good. And listen, people, if you haven't subscribed to Alfie already, his link is in the title. Listen, we're going to try and get him to 500 subs before the end of the year. We're in January. We're definitely going to get him to 500. It's just a matter of when, not a matter of if. So that's the way it's going to go. Thank you guys for the support so recently as well. Obviously, we hit our own milestone of our own, hitting 700 subscribers as well. So much appreciated. Thank you very much. I didn't expect to hit 700 this soon. I expected 700 before the end of the month, and that was the target. In terms of that short milestone, obviously the main target is 1K. It always has been since we hit 500. But it was that fucking Everton video. It was a video about David Moyes returning to Everton. A lot of the Everton fans subscribed because they were impressed with my knowledge of Everton. So I appreciate Everton fans that have subscribed as well. But people, man, Alfie, we were on Omar's channel yesterday. We discussed a bit of it.
Yeah.
But for the people that weren't on the Omar stream and the people that didn't, that haven't seen your match reaction yet, what did you make of the game? What went wrong? I don't feel like you're talking too much when you do this. Just go in, bro. The floor is yours. Like last week.
Honestly, and I actually said after the Newcastle game that I wanted him gone, and now I'm 100% certain because we were atrocious yesterday. We were so poor. I mean, regardless of whether it was a red card or not, Man United were down to 10 from the 60th minute.
Yeah,
and we had the majority of the chances. Kai Havertz missing two absolute sitters. Odegaard missing a penalty. We were so poor, and that's exactly why I've said it's not just the manager that has to take accountability for the defeat yesterday. It's the players as well, because the players didn't put in the effort. For me, it looked to me as if they weren't playing for him. It looked, and after the game as well, you saw the tide turned. Like there was a few Arsenal fans I heard booing. The tide might be turning, and can we really blame them? 5 years, one trophy, 750 million spent. Oh wow!
I don't think everyone knows particularly about that. But I think that was in 2019, so technically still wrong because you made the FA Cup in 2020.
Yeah.
So technically still wrong, but carry on.
But yeah, 5 years, one trophy, 750 million spent. Only you could probably count on one hand how many players that have come in and actually performed for the team in that time. There's obviously still a couple that we need to kind of wait and see, but the majority of them have been injured. But it doesn't look good, does it? They're not. This isn't a team that, like 2 seasons ago, we were looking at this Arsenal team thinking this team could actually do something. This team could win a trophy, no matter what it was. But because we didn't have the depth, We lost Saliba against Sporting, and we just capitulated from there.
Mm.
The 3 draws in a row that started at your gaff. But now that this team is a shadow of its former self, they're not. And like I said, I don't think they're playing for him anymore. It looks like the tide is turning.
What went wrong then? Was it in the game? Was it like the lineup, tactics, certain individuals? A lot of people are saying that you can't blame Arteta for this one because of the missed chances. But what do you make of that?
I mean, you have to look at the starting lineup, to be perfectly honest. I thought he would have gone like proper full strength, and we didn't. Like, why are you starting Rice on the bench? Why are you playing Marino and Jorginho in midfield? You've got a player who's on his last legs and another version of Arteta. Literally.
A lot of people say they're related, isn't it?
A lot of people are.
Take your chance on work day.
That's a good one.
Bro, that's crazy, man. Everyone's saying he's like I love trying to Edu and Arteta.
Honestly, I'm now looking at the absolute dross of players that we've had come through the door, and now I can see why Edu's fucked off.
He's
crazy. Taken his money and ran.
I said you to buy the shirt this year, the anti-knife chrome one. Was that the one you wore this year?
Yeah.
You wore yesterday.
Yeah.
You cursed it, fam. I think it cursed you, to be fair. Because you ain't wanted that shirt apart from Oxford, fam.
Like you pointed out on Omar's stream yesterday, the stat that I pulled up, the fact that we've won 2 FA Cup games since winning it in 2020 is atrocious. It is atrocious.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm going to make it just even worse for you for just a second, because shout out to Taz. Shout out to Taz. Taz is here. Shout out to Taz. Man.
This...
Part 2, Taz. Part 2, fam. But
you know, I feel bad for you, man. I feel bad.
Yeah. I'm going to add Taz's link in the title as well, people. Make sure to subscribe to Taz as always. And listen, Alfie, what's the general consensus now? Like, with to do with Arteta? Is the fan base still divided as it always is? Or, as you said, are the tides turning online and in real life? Is it a case of online is Arteta in real life is Arteta out? What is the consensus right now?
It kind of reminds me of the way it was back under Wenger.
Right.
Because the fan base was quite divided then. There was, I think you might remember the Wolves game. There was a banner that flew across saying Wenger out, and then another one coming across saying in Arsenal we trust.
Yeah.
If that doesn't show how divided the fan base is, then I don't know. But you're seeing similarities. There are a lot of fans saying Wenger out, Arteta out. There are a lot of fans saying Arteta in, but still backing him. Completely missing the point of the amount of money he's spent, the amount of time he's been here, and the exceedingly poor amount of trophies that he's won.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
You've been very
consistent. But don't worry, guys. We're in phase 5. Trust the process. Fuck the process.
You've been very consistent. And to be fair, you even said in the last GVO show, no mics, we're losing to Manchester United.
I called it.
Yeah. You said it then. I thought your head was just hot. Not gonna lie, I thought you were just steaming after the Newcastle masterclass. But you was spot on. What's this? Oh my god, pressure's a privilege.
You are the Arsenal.
That was before the game as well, wasn't it?
I saw the Manchester United post that they put up about the ball. The balls float a bit, didn't they? Do you know what? Fair play. That was brilliant. That was brilliant from the management team there.
Do you know what? What I don't get about Arteta, right, is so imagine being an Arsenal fan in 2017. You wanted Arsene Wenger out because you kept getting top 4, just getting FA Cups. Understandable. I didn't fault them anyway. How? But you've gone to Arteta now, who's doing the same thing, just top 4, but he's playing the most boring football, Stoke-esque, Tony Pulis-esque, whereas Wenger, yeah, beautiful football. Wenger knew how Wenger's recruitment, he got talents in. Like as much as people banter Wenger sometimes, he was a brilliant manager. He brought in Henry, he brought in Vieira, for example. Who's Arteta exactly brought in? Who has Arteta saved? Like the narrative people say online, who has he saved? So why would you keep a manager that's doing the same thing you wanted Arsene Wenger out, but in a more haram standard, and like get someone else that can do it? United have shown it. We got rid of Ten Hag and people were like, oh, Ruud's going to stay for a whole year. We got Amorim, a guy who was doing record numbers at Sporting in mid-season. You lot can buy money. Bro, you man are a big team, whether people like think it is or not. You can attract people away from their jobs. Like Inzaghi, go get him if you really want him. You've got the money. You're not broke. Like you're not. How do I explain it? You've got money. Literally, you're not Barca. Like you can spend on a manager that you believe will help. Just I don't know, man. It sounds so simple, but maybe I know nothing in it because I'm not an Arsenal fan.
It does kind of get on my nerves, this kind of stigma behind us saving players. And Turkish mentioned it in his review after the game. I don't know if you saw it, Mike.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
What is this stigma? Like, what are we just a home for players that have been abused by their previous clubs?
Yeah, you're spot on with that.
Is that what we want to be?
He made some good points in his fan camps as well. He was like, why do our players get a chance straight away as soon as they come into Arsenal? Do we
They get a song made about them?
Yeah, instantly. That doesn't even happen at my club. That doesn't happen at my club often.
I know as a Man United fan, you don't like these guys, but think about how long it took Liverpool to make a song about Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
Even
and
Salah,
he was straight from the off. Yeah, Salah as well.
Bro, Salah had to earn his chant. We're talking about Mohamed Salah here.
And he sure as hell did.
Now, as much as I hate Liverpool, there's still a respect there with Liverpool as a club, innit? Because I'm not, when I include the Arsenal fan base, I'm not saying you specifically, but I'm saying part of your fan base, yeah. When I've been through Twitter today, yeah, they're not acknowledging how bad the team is, how bad the manager is. They're talking about, oh, Man United fans are getting gassed. They beat Arsenal on penalties, this and that, deflecting the issue where it's literally their team. Like, I'm seeing people say Arteta in. It's not Arteta's fault that Kai Havertz can't score. And I'm thinking, you recruited them. It's like how I tell people, whenever the Glazers, right? I complain about the Glazers, and people are like, oh, they spend you money, this and that. And I'm like, cool, they spend the money, but who do they spend the money on? Who do they pay to become your, let's say, your CEO, like Ed Woodward? I complain at that aspect. So you got to look at Arteta. Just because the players missed their chances yesterday, who brought these players in? I mean, it's not like it's his first year where he could be like, oh, we've got to remove this deadwood until we're full, till we're like 100%. I guarantee that the first 11 is his signings.
I definitely think as well, Edu saw Sterling walk through the door and said, fuck this, I'm out.
Well, you think Edu saw it coming? You think Edu saw it coming, yeah?
He saw it coming. He's like, fuck this, I'm gone. I am gone.
Like, here's the thing now, though. You're 1 foot out of the Carabao Cup. We're basically out. You're not going to score 3 goals.
We're gone. We're gone.
Yeah.
We're gone.
Yeah.
We're not scoring at St James's Park. We haven't scored in our last 2 games there.
And Arteta was asked yesterday about forwards, and the first word he said was, no, we don't need any. So Trossard, Martinelli, Jesus, who's injured.
How many times am I gonna have to post that picture up on Twitter for people to get the point? Like, honestly, the picture, I planted Arteta's face over David Moyes' on that picture that says of him, I have no idea what I'm doing. Because he hasn't got a fucking clue.
No. David Moyes won something in Europe, so let's not compare Arteta and David Moyes.
I'm not comparing them. I just used the meme and I thought I'd stick Arteta's face over David Moyes'.
Now that we're on the subject of that, though, I was going to say, and I was thinking about this the other day, and I'm not taking the piss. I'm genuinely not. I'm being deadly serious. Arteta reminds me a lot of David Moyes when decision making
I'm not
man
surprised he
management.
spent most of his career under David Moyes. Like, what the fuck?
But it's just in terms, not even just in terms of tactics, in terms of like man management, the way he uses squads. He likes a small squad, but he signs players and doesn't use them. He doesn't even give them a chance. He basically plays the same players no matter what if they're playing like shit. Martinelli, he still starts. I know you don't have much choice, but fucking hell, your academy's got to have someone. Like, if Trossard and Martinelli and Sterling aren't doing a job, get someone from the academy. Like, that's what happened last time. You got Saka in. You got Saka and Smith Rowe. The two people that saved this job. By the way, I think this is referring to Marcus Rashford. This comment here.
I just deeped here. I've suffered from David Moyes being a manager at my team as well. So
Yeah,
I know how it feels, man. Yeah, I know how it feels. We
But
had a year, though.
Yeah, this is what Moyes does, but Arteta's doing the exact same thing. He did it with West Ham. He would sign players and not use them. He'll be stubborn in his tactics, and he'll play the same players no matter what, depending on their performances. So
Arsenal fans will sit there and go, "Oh, but he learned his time under Pep." I'm sat there going, "What the fuck was he watching?" Because he clearly weren't watching Pep do tactics.
there you go.
Clearly not.
And he did like, and he's not even like an ex-Wenger or anything. Like he's not even like some Wenger 2.0. He's nothing like him. Wenger was a great coach. Wenger got the best out of shit players, at least.
Yeah.
At least he did what he could with shit players. If Arteta had some of the squads that Wenger had, he'd have Arsenal like 13th or some shit. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. But, Taz, did you expect to even beat Arsenal beforehand? And what did you make of the game?
Bro.
Like, what did you make of your performance?
I wasn't stressed about the game, but at the same time, I thought we were just going to be there for vibes, innit? So, like, I looked at it like, look, if we win, I'll troll the life out of you guys, innit? But if we lose, I'm just going to say we're shit. And that was it. Like, I was just going to go about my day. I did a 5K in the morning, did a 5K run. I went, sorted my stuff out, went shopping, came home, just thought I enjoyed the day watching United Arsenal. And then I just watched it and I just started getting invested. I was a bit stressed. And then Bruno scored. And then I'm watching Jack Swagger. No, before I started the game and I saw the lineup, I saw Jack Swagger, Ellen DeGeneres, and Bruno Fernandes as my front three. Do you know how crazy that is? And the fact that we scored that against Saliba and Gabriel, the two best centre-backs in the world, the best duo in the world, that says a lot about your team, respectfully. That says a lot about your team. And then Dallo, I think Dallo just has a little moment and thinks, you know what would be a good idea? Just slide in and gets a red card. And then straight after that, Gabriel scores and I'm stressed. Like, my heart is beating. I'm like, let's just end the game. And then Kai Havertz, Shy Havertz, Mr. Lanky Giraffe decides to dive and get a pen. And I've not seen Maguire this mad since he was in Greece. So do you know how mad you have to be to make Maguire go crazy? So
he called him a shithouse.
Literally, bro. Last time I saw Maguire crazy, he was arrested in Greece. That's how bad it got.
Yeah.
Like, Maguire's usually a calm guy.
He is, yeah.
That time he wanted to smash him up. And Ugarte did a Zidane on his head top. But let's ignore the fact that Havertz had him on his neck like that. And then Bayinda saves the penalty because Erdegaard decides to miss a pen.
Dicking about with his hair.
Flicks and tricks. But the game I was getting stressed. The defending, I was so happy with my team, low key. Like, if you lost that extra time, I would have not been angry. Like, I would have been annoyed, but I would be like, I understand you gave 100%. Then penalties happen, and I have this ritual where I never watch pens. I don't watch pens. So I changed the channel on a random show, and I watched the ski in it. I put a timer on my phone, 10 minutes, watched the skiing, came back to 10, put this TV back on, and I saw United celebrating, and I was like, what the hell happened? So I watched the penalties again, and why am I surprised he missed the Arsenal pen? Why am I surprised at all? And all I got to say is shout out Bayinde, because if that was Onana, we would have lost that penalty shootout. Shout out David Raya, who was playing on 100 ping, diving before the ball was taken. So, yeah, man, I'm a happy man. We'll probably get cooked by next week by another team. But for now, Arsenal fans, you deserve it. The amount of smoke you're giving people now, I'm seeing Babs talking too much on Arsenal. I'm seeing Roll Beast on Twitter still talking about United. Just it's a humbler, man. Arteta in for life, in my opinion, bro. Brilliant manager, man. The Spanish tactico in it. Keep
He ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere. They're gonna consistently get top 4. So, do you know what's made me funny? I don't know whether Dave did this on purpose, but he put Baverts as in like Baz and Ham. That's funny. Man said Baverts, you know.
The Spanish Will Hughes.
Spanish Will.
Oh, Moreno, isn't it? Is it Moreno?
Yeah. He is basically Will Hughes. Like, not even joking. He plays like Will Hughes. He didn't even touch the ball in the first half, bro. Alfie, I know Gabriel scored, but he was the one that made that mistake for the first goal.
Yeah.
And then David Raya. These are like, when I think of Arsenal, especially at the start of the season and at the end of last season, 3 people that are crucial: Raya, Saliba, Gabriel. The 3 like at the back, the goalkeeper, the 2 centre backs kept it solid. David Wright, like generally, I was looking at the last 2 penalties. I was like, why is he diving so early before the thing has gone in? Because I get it, like some penalty takers, like I remember Wayne Rooney used to say this, where he would be in interviews, he'd be like, I wait until the keeper dives first before I shoot. But that's like right at the last minute. That's like right at the last second where you can easily just switch that. He sees the keeper's diving like at the last second on the right, so he switches it to the left. But David Raya dived for them. It's like some of the players generally like, oh, you're going to dive that easy. I'm just going to put the ball in the back of the net. But what was going on there? Raya's been off form recently, and Gabriel, what was he doing there? And then Saliba hasn't been great recently. So what's going on, do you think?
I'm just glad you didn't mention the fucking fact that Xerxes spun Saliba.
Oh, and that, yeah. He
spun the life out of him.
Oh, Xerxes had Saliba on toast, man.
And like, I have no idea. You know what? Funnily enough, I had an old school friend message me the Saturday night before, and he was like, "Got a spare ticket if you're interested." I'm so glad I did not go, because I'd have been travelling back to South from North London, fuming.
Across London.
Exactly. I'll be red after I leave the stadium. I'll come back and still be red. And nothing to do with the gold.
Aye, man. Did you order a white kit as well yesterday, innit? You would have worn that as well. Bruh.
Nah, the fact that you wore the kit made it even worse in your match.
I mean, I'm enjoying the season for vibes now. That's it. Like, if I see good football, I'll happily watch good football. But as far as looking forward to any games, I really don't give a toss.
But what's been the dip with Saliba, Raya, and Gabriel? What's happened?
Found out.
Like, yeah.
You reckon?
I mean, look how many set pieces we've taken that are not scored.
Yeah.
I think the last time we scored a set piece, and I'm not going to count the Brentford game because there was so many deflections. But the last time we scored a proper set piece was, in fact, against Man United.
Fucking hell. That long?
Yeah.
Like a month ago.
Exactly.
What the fuck? Maybe you're just not that good at set pieces as you think.
It just shows that playing like Stoke City as Arsenal isn't feasible for an entire season.
And Joy is, I'm glad that you mentioned earlier with Edu, because I found the list of Arteta signings. Yeah, I just want everyone's opinion on this. You, Taz, as well, the chat, Alfie especially. I'm gonna name all these players. I'm gonna go through one by one. Alfie, Taz, the chat. You guys gotta tell me, in your opinion, was it a miss or a hit, a flop or not? Okay. Instantly. So, all right, let's start. Declan Rice, what are we saying?
116 M's, man, like Ed Matthews, Declan Rice.
Ed Matthews, you know.
Shout out
Listen,
expressions, you know. Bro, man called him Declan Rice and Ed Matthews. That's wild.
Declan Rice is crazy.
Oh my god, I don't know how to say. I think this is a low key. I want to say flop here, but like 116 million. If this was any other player, like we'd be calling him a flop.
See, the thing is, with a player of Declan Rice's quality, and there's no denying he's got quality. Like we saw it at West Ham. Like we're not blind,
Mm,
but we can also see that Arteta's not utilising him in the right way.
I agree.
He's not
In the
playing him the
middle.
right way. He's clearly not an 8. He's not a number 10. Why are you playing him there? Like, what the fuck are you smoking?
I need whatever he is having, to be fair.
Do
But
you know what it is with Declan Rice? Declan Rice is simple. Is simply a ball winner in a double pivot. Just win the ball
Yeah.
back and distribute it to the other midfielder. Yeah, Arsenal don't play like that. You either play them as the deepest 6, where he can't break the lines, or you play him as an 8, or too far high up the pitch, where he's not a goal scorer. So you're never going to get the best out of Declan Rice. So I'm not even just saying this just because we sold him to you lot, but he might be a flop just because you're not using him properly.
Exactly.
you could say in between, but then if it's between hit and miss, like he ain't a hit, so you're just gonna have to say miss whether you like it or not. To be fair, in my opinion, unless there's a middle ground, which
I don't think there should be.
Then I'll say miss. I can't say it's a hit.
All right, Kai Havertz.
Miss.
Monumentus stinker and hooked, man. That's what he is. Like 75 mil. I'm sorry, but like it just words can't describe this guy. I can't lie. I feel bad for him at this point.
He's fucking shite. There's the words. We're better off. I said on Omar's stream, we're better off with Melman from Madagascar.
Shout out Melbourne. Oh my god, you know.
Melbourne could be a good target man. To be fair, I think Melbourne would have finished the chances Havertz had.
He's got a bit of ability in him.
Yeah, but this is the thing with Kai Havertz. Yeah, how many times do we have to say this? Like, he's not a footballer, let alone any position that you want to label him as. Like, he's not a 10, he's not a striker, he's not an A, he's not a winger, he's not anything. Why is he not drifting to the right wing? Like, just for a left footer?
See, that's another thing that baffles me. You've got a team that likes to play by putting crosses into the box. So you put your tallest attacking player out on the right.
Fucking hell, man.
And no disrespect to Jesus, but you play a tiny man up front.
So miss then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never rated this guy when he was at Chelsea, let alone at Arsenal. So yeah, miss. Ben White.
Man. I'd say hit as well, but obviously he's injured at the moment, so he's not. There's no blame that goes towards him. I feel like if he's in the team, we're a lot better because of what he delivers. You could say that about Saka as well. I mean, we pinpoint our whole game on Saka. Yeah. So, but with Ben White, I'd say it's a hit. It didn't look like that at the start of his time at Arsenal, but he's definitely grown into the idea of being an Arsenal player and understands what it's like. And bro doesn't even like football, which is what baffles me. How can you be good at football but don't watch it?
Well, I remember Mikel Antonio saying the same thing. He didn't want to watch football because he just wanted to play it.
That's understandable, man. I know a lot of people that don't like watching football, but when it comes to playing football, they'll go and play, innit?
Yeah, that's true. It's more common than people think, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's not common for them to become footballers, I guess. But I guess that is the case in some aspects. But it's also when you're like so successful in your field. Like I know a lot of I can relate this to music. A lot of artists actually don't listen to music because they're around music all the time. So they don't go and listen to music. It's like with footballers, you're around football so much, you're like, I don't want to watch football. It's literally my job. I have to be around football. It's my job. I want to relax. Then I go and play FIFA instead. play video games. But yeah, I think Ben White's a hit as well, just because my thing is with Ben White, I think he brings a sense of calmness and possession that sometimes Arsenal don't have. And I think they've been lacking that. I know Tim was right back then left back, but Ben White with Saka and Odegaard, that three together is really good.
I also think there was a lot of cautiousness when it came to the signing of Ben White.
Yeah.
Not even cautiousness, but we were looking a bit. Oh, is this going to be a good deal? Because you're looking at it. We just finished 8th back-to-back seasons in a row. You're now
Mm.
spending £50 million on a centre back. We obviously didn't know he could play at right back at that time. I certainly didn't. You're paying 50 million for a centre back from Brighton who weren't doing too well at that time.
Mm.
It was a risky move, but it turned out to work. I mean, it was one of the good players that slipped through the net of Dross.
Yeah. I have to be honest with Ben White. I knew he could play right back because under Potter at what's it called at Brighton, he played in a 3 at the back / right back anyway. So it was like him, Duncan Webster, were playing there in the lockdown season. But what I didn't think Arsenal were going to play him right back. I thought when Saliba came back, Ben White was going to be put to the bench, and then it was just going to be Saliba and Gabriel, and Ben White would just take bench. But then at that Crystal Palace game, we saw him at right back, and then he's been there ever since. Like, he ain't got the jumping ability for centre back in a 4. Like in a 3, he can do it. That's probably his perfect position. Right of a 3, but he can play midfield as well. He played as a 6 with Bielsa, I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure he played 6 and centre back. And Leeds wanted to sign him on a permanent, but then Brighton kept him. So there was that as well. Because I remember Leeds got promoted, and then they wanted to sign him permanently. So I think it's a success. Taz, did you say success as well?
Yeah, I said success on him. Yeah.
Okay, bring up to Sean Fail as a centre back. Here's a full back. Yeah, that's fair. Gabriel Jesus.
Miss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd have asked me this before the World Cup, then it would have been a hit because look at the form that Jesus was on before the World Cup. He was on fire.
Yeah. Don't you think that eventually would have came crashing down though because he's not a 9?
Yeah. I definitely think that played a factor. But he's just not. It's almost as if he got the injury during the World Cup and then struggled to get his form back ever since. I mean, he's had little performances here and there, but he's never really managed to get on a consistent run of form.
Yeah. Taz, what do you think?
Yeah, generally, I say he's a miss in it. Like his first year, let's say the first half, he was calm. Like Arsenal did a good deal, but now I'm looking at the price and everything, like 52.20 million euros. That's for Gabby Jesus. You should be signing a better lethal striker for that money in it. So I just think he's been a miss. I don't blame him for his injuries. I understand he's had the injury problems, but still, if we're looking at how much Arsenal paid for him, what they expected from him, has he delivered? Respectfully, not really. So I say it's a miss.
Yeah, I remember watching him when I watched him at City. I was like, this guy's better off the right. I remember when they played the false 9 system when they used to play everyone in the false 9. They played literally Zinchenko there sometimes, and Jesus on the right. He was just better there. Him and Sterling were just better off the right. But the problem is as well they had Riyad Mahrez there, and they sometimes played Foden there, so they couldn't always play there. But Jesus was always better off the right because he's not a shooter. He even said scoring is not my strong suit, which is one of the worst things you can say when starting in the number 9 for a big club like Arsenal. But if you're going to play
wearing the number 9 as well.
Yeah.
Even people act like false 9s can't score goals. By the way, like even Firmino chipped in. Even like, and I know this is like the most unfair comparison ever, but Lionel Messi still scored goals. He still played in the false 9. I know it's an unfair comparison, but if we're talking false 9s, there ain't many false 9s in football. It's a specialist position. But this is the thing with Jesus as well. You got to create if you're a false 9. If you're not going to score, that was just what Firmino did. And Jesus is nowhere near as good as Firmino in that role.
No.
So, as much as Arsenal, I understood why Arsenal fans were gassed. I thought it was good signings at the time, but I also did predict them to finish 6th that season. They finished, 2nd? So, it is what it is. But my whole thing is, with Jesus, it's now a case of, okay, let's say last season, we didn't see much of him. Havertz took his place up front. Saka was playing on the right, and it was still Martinelli and Trossard on the left. That's when you cash in, and you get another number 9. That is when you cash in. Don't wait for another season, because he went on this little run, very, very little purple patch, by the way, and people are making mirrors of him. That kind of says it all.
I said Christmas time. Of course, Jesus is going to turn up.
Thomas Partey.
This might be controversial.
It's
I think he's been good. I think he's been good on the pitch, but we won't talk about the other parts. But yeah, on the pitch he's been calm.
Yeah.
For Thomas Partey, I'd say he's been good as long as he's played in the right position. You play him at right back, and I can't stand him because of the pocket of space he leaves in that right back position. And let's face it, the age he is now, he ain't getting back if we lose the ball.
Yeah.
His legs ain't what they used to be. So I'll say hit if you're playing him in his position.
Fair. I think my only thing is with the amount of injuries he's had.
Yeah.
He's not reliable.
Yeah.
And it's why you bought Declan Rice in the first place, even though he was the big signing from Atletico Madrid. As much as he's a good player, he could be he's very upgradable, like easily upgradable in my opinion, in that position if you want to win the league. That's the only reason why I'm going to say miss, because his unreliability as an injury-prone player, it's not worth playing him. Like, it's not worth keeping him in the squad for me. He's a great player when he plays, but he doesn't play it often.
Hey, the best part about Partey's signing was that song AFTV made, bro. Partey, outside the Emirates Stadium. Hey, shout out Arsenal, man. Shout out AFTV, man. They sure know how to make serious comedic effects, man.
Take me back to prime AFTV because now they got a bunch of dickheads on there.
Hey, do you know what? I couldn't stop laughing about Turkish's promo last night. You know that shit still.
Oh yeah, that was class. Bro
was doing his promo and was still steaming.
Yeah, I love it. That's the most authentic promo. He does the most authentic sponsors I've ever heard. And the fact that a sponsor is still sticking with an authentic person like Turkish after that, I fucking rate it. Because they're like, this is brilliant for our product. Because he's finding a way to relate it to the video as well. That's brilliant. That's class. But yeah, that's for why I'd say Partey's a miss. Obviously, even AFTV even brought out Jeremy Lynch for that song, which is quite funny.
The best on-the-ball player during the Invincibles period.
It's better than Henry, mate.
But Muamba said he didn't remember him.
Yep. He's better than Henry, better than Bergkamp, better than Perez, better than Lundberg.
Fuck
better
off.
than Vieira.
Fuck off.
Better than Ashley Cole. Oh.
The only thing he's good at is better. The only thing he's better at than anyone is picking fights with YouTube comedians.
Fucking hell. All right, Ricardo Calafiori.
I think it's too soon to tell, but the omens don't look good.
This
looks like it's going to be another miss.
I don't rate it as a left back signing. I think.
See, the thing is, what baffles me is the fact that you've got Ricardo Calafiori, who's not an out-and-out fullback. Mm-hmm. His main position is in the centre of defence. You're playing him out of position. He's constantly getting injured because I believe it's because he's not being played in the right position. And you've got an out-and-out left back in Kieran Tierney on the bench.
Mm.
And now you're talking about sending him back to Celtic.
Whoa. Apparently I'm getting some good news from my club. Apparently Garnacho's agreed to join Napoli. He's accepted their proposal. According to an Italian journalist. But apparently Garnacho could be on his way to Napoli, bro. One day's game. Isn't
there a law against transgender people in Italy?
Oh my days.
They don't need to know about that now. Calm. Let's we ain't talking about the Saudi Pro League here. We're talking about Serie A. There's a difference.
Jesus Christ.
We're talking about Italy. We're talking about.
Bro,
hey, it's 2025, man.
If there's actually a reliable report that comes out about that, that's a great sale. I'll say that for sure. That's a fantastic sale. Imagine my sweet prince. Oh yeah, the people talking about Calafiori.
Why are you?
He's got aura.
But Kaz, what do you think of Calafiori?
I think. Do you know what? I'm gonna say miss because the only thing this guy has done is he could do model walks and people would call him a hit. But we'll say miss because I haven't really watched Calafiori, to be honest with you. And the times I have
Bro
seen him,
scored that goal against City and dipped.
can't blame him. That's aura, isn't it? That is pure aura right there.
I was already aura why that went in. But this is the thing with Calafiori. I said this many times. I don't do this whole I don't like the whole when people do. Oh, what's the signing of the season? Flop of the season when most of the signings that are signed in the Premier League are players that haven't played in the Premier League before. That's why I give people a year to settle in. As much as I think Calafiori should still be given a year to settle in, Arteta has set up the environment that he's not going to settle in because he's playing left back as a centre back. It doesn't make any sense. Defenders can't defend in wide areas nowadays, which they should, by the way. So why would you put a centre back at left back? Because you are a terrorist. It's a miss the way he's using him, but it is still January. So I don't know. Jury and Timber.
Oh, hit. I'll say hit.
Yeah.
Like Timber.
Good signing.
I feel like, obviously, because we didn't get to see him a lot last season because of the injury straight away.
Yeah.
But this season, he just looked brilliant. I think one of my favourite performances from him I've seen was his performance against Spurs.
Mm.
I felt he was brilliant in that game, up for the fight, knew the meaning behind the game. And yeah, has been all round good at what he's done on the pitch. So I'd definitely say hit.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's good at the ball. I think he's better at right back, of course. But I think if you guys actually were serious and got, two decent left backs, you'd have good fullbacks on each side, and you'd have hopefully you actually get cover. Well, not hopefully, but for your own sake, hopefully you get cover for Saliba and Gabriel as well, because you actually don't have cover for either of them. You have Kivior, who was linked with a move away literally like 6 months ago and a year ago.
Yeah, he's on this list, isn't he?
Yeah, he's there, 16th. Martin Odegaard.
Hairflicks. As much as I want to cuss out Hairflicks, he's been there. So I'll say a generous pity hit. I'll say pity hit.
Alfie?
Yeah, I definitely think after his recent performances, I think it'd definitely be a pity hit because we've not really seen much from him this season, and people are kind of starting to catch on to the reason of why Real Madrid let him go.
Yeah.
Lee Gunner did say, like, there's a reason why if they let Odegaard go and Dani Ceballos is still at the club.
That's mental. Ceballos is still there. But there's a reason. He clearly is a decent squad player that can step in for the other midfielders. So fair play to him. He's your only creative spark. I do actually think I think he's overrated, but I think he isn't used correctly either. I've said this to you before, Alfie, about number 10s that are strictly playing in their only specific space instead of floating around.
No, they float.
Instead of floating. Which I don't know, no team does it anymore. Like, you don't really see 10s float anymore. Like, even 10s are specifically in one space. But still, I think if Odegaard's game had a little bit more freedom, it could benefit both wings instead of just having a whole right-hand side where you're playing down the right, Saka's creating, Odegaard's creating, whatever. And then on the left-hand side, you've got Martinelli running with his head down and just vibes in it, just doing vibe crosses and not really succeeding with anything that he does on the left. Hit literally the only reason why they go forward, otherwise they'd be full on Stoke City. Now think about it, that's true as well, because when Odegaard was injured, Arsenal played like shit without him because they couldn't replace him apart from, they had Ranieri there, but they didn't fucking play him. But they played Marino in the 10, they played Havertz in the 10, they played Trossard in the 10. None of them are 10s, and none of them are as good as Odegaard. I think Odegaard is overrated, but in terms of the context of Arsenal, he's one of their better players. He's top 5, definitely, in my opinion, looking from the outside in. Fabio Vieira.
Oh, that's a massive miss, bro. Pitek Bruno Fernandes, bro. He's a miss.
Yeah, miss. Don't think any more needs to be said.
Yeah, monumental miss. I don't even know why he fucking signed him to not play him. Zinchenko.
Shout out, Bart. Miss, yeah.
Yeah, that's a definite miss. What a terrible signing. I didn't. I knew he would like when I first saw this guy. When I first noticed he was like a liability. It's actually when we played against Manchester City. It was on Mark Noble's last home game. We drew 2-2, but we went 2-0 up. We
I
targeted
remember this one.
Zinchenko.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I remember
targeted
that game. Yeah.
Zinchenko. We just said Antonio and Fornals just get the ball in behind for Bowen to run in behind and target Zinchenko, and he scored 2 goals. We just targeted him. So my whole thing is it works when it works against a team that don't want to go forward, that don't want to press at all when you're inverting him and all that, because he's good on the ball. But he's one of them players that's good on the ball when he's not thinking about it, but he takes too many touches and overdoes it. And obviously when you don't have the ball, you get wingers 1v1 against Zinchenko. Long day. I remember that when we beat you last season, Alfie, at the Emirates. We targeted Zinchenko. We just put Kudus on him and Kudus spun him. But
he's a liability at the back.
Yeah, for sure. Mikel Merino.
Miss. Next.
You know, Marino's had Premier League experience before Arsenal. He was a Newcastle.
Yeah, and he played better at Newcastle. He's fucking dreadful at Arsenal.
Yeah, we'll call it a miss and just move on.
Spanish Will Hughes.
Yeah, Spanish Will Hughes, as Dave said in the chat. Arsenal could have let aside Vieira and Tavares, but apparently you're not. Sean's a Leicester fan, by the way. Troops crashing out of us, and Zinchenko was top tier. Yeah, it was shouts and Nick as well, as always. Yeah, Marino is. I thought he was actually good at Newcastle. I actually thought it'd be a decent signing, but I don't watch Sociedad, so I don't know how he's developed since. Obviously he was a good squad player in the Euros and stuff, but man, yesterday I didn't even see him touch the fucking ball. You're meant to be an 8, and you didn't touch the ball. I didn't even notice he was playing. Like, do you know when people say, I didn't even know he was playing? They knew he was playing, but they just weren't there. I generally went on my phone at halftime and saw people talk about Marino and had to check the starting 11 again just to make sure Marino was starting, because I didn't remember his name come up once in the commentary. Everyone else touched the ball apart from him. So he's fucking awful. David Raya.
I'd say hit, man. He's been a calm keeper.
I'd say hit as well.
Yeah, but he was good last season, but this season, yes, he's had a couple of good moments, but he's been fairly poor by last season's standards.
Yeah.
And I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. I feel like if we were doing this next year, it might be contentious just because he might have a shit year, a good year, and then it might be a bit of a debate. But for now, he's had more good games than bad games. Just a bad run of form, I guess. Aaron Ramsdale.
Hey, Malak Ramsdale, man. What a keeper. What a keeper. Every time I saw him play, he gave me some joys to watch as an Arsenal hater. So I'll say a hit just for my sanity. And he helped me, man. He helped me through some tough times.
Do you know what? I loved Aaron Ramsdale. I thought he was brilliant for us. Obviously, you looked at it again, going back onto the Ben White situation, you looked at a player who had been relegated in the past 2 seasons with 2 different clubs. You're bringing him in for nearly £30 million. It doesn't really show a seriousness from Arsenal's board, but he came into the team, instantly took Leno out of the number 1 position, and was performing from the off, 2 clean sheets in his first 2 games. And then after that, the performance against Spurs, that save from Lucas Moura's shot against Spurs, the Leicester free kick, the save against Newcastle, that's just in his first season. Then you got the performances against Tottenham and Liverpool the following season, like just constantly playing well, but he can't seem to concentrate for 90 minutes. And I feel like as soon as he said that was the end for him. But I'm always going to like Aaron Ramsdale. I think he's a good character to have in the squad. So I'd definitely say hit.
I'll be real. I'm going to take you through the timeline of what I think about Ramsdale. I thought he was overhated before he went to Arsenal just because he faced
100%. 100%.
He faced 2 relegations, but I didn't think he made that many errors as a keeper where the relegations were all on him. When they signed him, I thought, this is a good backup keeper for Leno. And then I realized, oh shit, they want to sign him instead of Leno. They want Leno to go. Leno became the second choice, and they signed him for his distribution. I think he did good to an extent, But for where Arsenal want to go, like I know it, like the expectations change from top four to title, but he's not a title-winning keeper. You're not an Arsenal
No,
keeper. You are.
no.
I think he's still a good keeper for the level below the big team. If he went to a club like us, I think he'd do all right. I think if he went to Newcastle, he'd do all right. If he went to Villa, he'd do all right. But no, obviously Martinez is there, but you know what I mean. Like if Martinez wasn't there and he went in, it might not be as good as Martinez, but he'd hold his own. I just think he can't take the big pressures, and that Southampton game sticks out in my head. You know, we pass it straight down the. I know keepers are told to do this, but we pass it straight down the middle, and it gets turned over. You're 1-0 down instantly. It's stuff like that. The game against Brentford last year, where you had to fill in for David Raya, and he took too long on the ball. Young Wissa scored. I'm pretty sure. Like it's stuff like that. That separates the good keepers from the great keepers.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good keeper, but I'm gonna say miss because I don't think he's Arsenal standard.
That's
in
fair
my
enough.
opinion. Like, it's a difficult one. I think he was overhated, and I thought he was actually an okay signing at the time because I thought he was going to be a backup. But he's not a big team keeper. Like, I rate him for taking a step down to Southampton because you don't have the ego for it. But you're going to have to move again next season because Southampton are gone. Gabriel.
I'll say hit, man. Wait, is this Gabriel the centre back? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Magalas.
Gabriel hit. Yeah.
Regardless,
Yeah, that's a hit. That's a hit. That's a hit.
Yeah.
Definitely.
As much as I banned to him, that's a hit.
Yeah, definitely a hit.
Yeah, I think obviously he was a bit of a bozo before Saliba, but
Yeah,
he's had more good games than bad. He's had more good games than bad. Listen, if you don't win a trophy anytime soon, you might be one of the first to leave. Because you know what these Brazilians are like? They want to go Spain. Leandro Trossard. This one should be controversial, you know.
That's
You play him off the bench, he's a hit. You start him, he's a miss.
Oh wait, how much
But
was
even-
he actually? 24.
But I can say that.
$1 million.
I say that, and you look at the performance he put in off the bench yesterday. Kind of contradicts the whole thing I'm trying to say, but
I'm
I
50-50,
definitely think-
I won't lie.
I definitely think his best performances have come when he's come off the bench.
Mm.
I don't think he gives enough when you start him. But I'd agree with Taz on this one. I think 50-50.
I'm going to say miss. The reason why I'm going to say miss is because I think the whole super sub gimmick has worn off.
Yeah.
And I think it's worn off for time. I think the whole Trossard gimmick in general, I just think he's been found out. I just think he's only got so much to his ammo. I don't actually think he suits Arsenal anyway, the way they play, because their wingers, I feel like to play the way Arsenal want to play, you've got to have some form of nippiness in your speed and 1v1 ability where, like, for example, Saka knows to get out of the line, cut in. You know where he's going. You're not going to stop him, though. Not many fullbacks actually stop Bukayo Saka. With Trossard, it's very easy to lock up. Same with Martinelli. I don't think he's good enough to play down the middle week in, week out either for Arsenal. I think he's another player that's good for the tier below. I think Brighton was his level. I think a team like us is his level. I would take Trossard for 2 years at West Ham, for example. Like now, if Trossard was going, I'd take Trossard for 2 years because obviously we've got Graham Potter as well. He knows Trossard, but I think it's good business by Brighton to sell someone for 20 million for someone that age at a time that wasn't very highly thought of by anyone else, but was highly thought by Brighton. He wanted a big move. He actually wanted to move to Tottenham. I'm pretty sure Tottenham were the first club that were interested in that January window. And then Arsenal went for him after failing to get Mudryk. But that was interesting. I still think Arsenal got the better deal out of that Trossard Mudryk situation by far. I still haven't changed my mind on that.
You never know. Because Mudryk could have gone into a better situation at Arsenal. It's really 50-50, man, because if you look at when Mudryk joined Chelsea, the situation there wasn't the best, was it? Clearlake was there, just starting. Chelsea had so many players were not having space in their changing rooms. Whereas Arsenal, you had like this title running form. So he might have been blessed with the confidence in it. So you never know.
But I also think he never played much first team football before moving, and I think putting him straight into a title charge, he wouldn't have been able to take the pressure. And he hasn't got the ability to just go and kick on anyway. I just don't think it would have been a good signing anyway. I think we would have. He's basically like a faster Martinelli with ADHD.
I don't know.
I think
but
I said Mudryk is the kind of player that he had 3 teaching assistants in school. He had 3 around him just to check his behavior, his homework, and to check if he could read the page properly. He's that kind of guy.
No, he needed a 4th to make sure he wasn't sticking anything up his nose. You know, like glue sticks, erasers.
Mm.
I mean, he's going to enjoy his holiday now because he clearly can't play for a while.
Yeah. Him and David Coote, fam. Just chilling together. I've noticed David Coote gets cooked on the channel week in, week out. I keep forgetting. I always cook him. Jacob Kivior.
Oh, flop.
This guy is so shit. This guy's shit. He's proper shit.
You know he's shit when even the Arteta inners don't like this guy. You know you're shit when even the Arteta inners, toxic positive fans aren't backing you. That's how bad you are.
Bro, usually Arsenal fans try and justify every player. They're like, nah, fuck this guy. Because they see Gabriel and Saliba. As soon as they see Kivior, it's like, nah, fuck this, man. Alfie, straight miss, yeah. Just he's dog shit, right?
Yeah. I don't think I need to say anything else.
Tomiyasu.
Miss. He's been injured half the fucking time.
Yeah, miss. He's overrated as a player, but he's all right. Like he ain't greatest. He's just there, fam. Even when he does play.
He's good. He was good for where we wanted to get to, but now it's just he's not at that level.
I can't believe he's still there.
Mate, who's gonna buy him? That's the main question. Like, you're not gonna buy this.
I know there's one person who's on this list that I don't think should be there, and he's still there. And me and Max have spoken about this idiot.
We'll get into it.
We'll get onto it. Jorginho.
Miss.
He missed out Lokonga.
Oh, Lokonga. Yeah, Lokonga.
Miss.
Oh, miss that. That was pointless then.
His only moment was when Eddie and Nketiah shut him down on the All or Nothing documentary.
That was so jokesy.
You were smiling.
Little bird him, fam.
You were smiling before. Oh yeah, I was playing. So what, my friend? You think you're the only one in this team not playing?
Nketiah's too funny.
Massive work harder. I'm clearly.
Oh yeah, that's it. Stop moaning, fam. Sambi Lokonga thought he was going to play at Arsenal week in, week out when he first came in. What was this guy promised? Jesus Christ. Jorginho.
Miss.
Yeah.
This guy's shit, man. Jorginho is so fucking overrated, man. He was good at Chelsea, but he wasn't great. He wasn't someone that Arsenal needed.
I mean, because he won the Euros and the UCL in the same year.
Yeah, that Ballon d'Or hype, man. That Ballon d'Or hype. Kiwior was another player they could have let us sign. Yeah, it would have been good for, again, a club below Arsenal, you know, not why do Arsenal sign all these mid-table, like, maniacs, man? I don't get it.
Pablo
Mari.
Don Pablo. I was saying but we might just say that, bro, like, this guy doesn't play, so, like, how could you call it a hit or a miss when he doesn't play?
He's not there anymore.
We signed him, and I was like, who?
Who's that? Who's that?
So I'm assuming a miss, Alfie, yeah?
Yeah. Didn't know who the fuck he was.
I mean, and you didn't even find, you must have been crazy. You must have both thinking, oh, it must be a youngster, innit? And then you find his age, he's like...
I was like, who the fuck is this? And I was like, oh no, it's just some other dopey cunt picking up a paycheck at my club.
Pablo. Shout out Don Pablo, man.
Nuno Tavares.
Oh my god. The only thing I remember this guy doing was
licking his dog.
Have you seen a video of him and his dog? Yeah. Now, don't put him. No wonder Arsenal got rid of him, fam. Win probably went to HR.
We took him off in the first half against Forest in the FA Cup.
That said win. You haven't seen win since because Nuno Tavares tried to lick him out.
Bro, Win had to go HR, bro. There had to be a meeting, innit? Nuno had to do a pause.
He got taken off before half time in the third round of the FA Cup against Forest.
And what kit was he wearing?
Hey, people are gonna hate me for posting so many Arsenal clips here. I don't care. I don't care. The joint is with Arsenal in the FA Cup. Why do you guys always make it a fucking circus where you have to take off the young left back at the 25th minute just for him to shag another dog before half time?
Oh my god!
Again, by the way, this was against Steve Cooper's Nottingham Forest, so this was a team.
But this
trying
ain't
to
even
get
that. This ain't
promoted.
the maddest part. This ain't the maddest player in their team because you got William Saliba, who I'm not going to describe what the hell he did, but I know United are clowns in the background here, but you guys are bleeding something else. It's like living with Worldstar. It's like Worldstar hip hop in your team.
World Star
Crazy.
Hip Hop.
I mean, Patrice Evra did say, like, Arsenal's like Netflix. You got to wait for the next season.
Yeah, Patrice was right, fam. Patrice was right. He may
loves this
Evra may be
game.
mad with himself. He may lick out chickens and stuff, but he was right about something.
Or eat the grass at Old Trafford.
Yeah. He's mad at himself. What next? Oh, Matt Turner.
Oh,
Miss.
for God's sake!
Fam, what was the point of Matt Turner?
He's been at three
PR.
different Premier League clubs in the space of 3 seasons.
And he hasn't started for he was shit.
Arsenal 22-23 was with us. We played him for the majority of the cup games.
Mm.
He was at Nottingham Forest last season. Was poor there and is now at Palace.
He's on the bench for Dean Henderson. That's embarrassing.
His missus must be fuming because he keeps fucking moving.
Taz, what did Gonzalo Ramos do?
Gonzalo Ramos got there was a video leaking of him enjoying himself. He was shoulder shaking. More or less. Like he was enjoying himself in bed by himself with a camera. And it got leaked.
Where was shooting OnlyFans?
No, I think this was leaked during like the last World Cup.
What the fuck? I'm glad I missed this. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Twitter, bro. Someone on Twitter found it. Wild.
Bro, him and Saliba together, bro. That would have been man. No, imagine Arsenal signed Gonzalo Ramos, man. Him and Saliba would have been best friends, fam. That's fucking mad.
That still doesn't get talked about for how bad that was. That was.
Bro, people don't talk about that video enough now that he's in the Prem. They were talking about it more when he wasn't in the Prem. Saliba was doing fucking POV videos, fam. Hey. Man, Alfie, talk to your boy, man. Why are you so quiet? Why are you so quiet? Now that we're talking about Saliba, man. Why are you so quiet now, Alfie? Why are you so quiet?
Because I have no words, that's why.
You know when you can't defend the team, you just can't defend your man, innit? That's when it comes to. I know that feeling. You just can't defend him.
This is the quietest I've heard Alfie ever.
Bro, because he's being cooked. His poor team's being cooked. What else do you expect to happen?
Okay.
I didn't anticipate this, but
Alfie, let's get you talking again. Marquinhos.
This brother here, man. This brother here. This brother underlyingly caused the Queen to pass away.
Taz, I don't think you get the reference.
Because he scored his first and only Arsenal goal on the same day that Elizabeth II died.
Wait,
and by the way, Taz,
she saw Marquinhos score and said, "Fuck this, I'm done."
Taz, you're so funny, yeah. The guy scored and then started fucking crying, fam.
Oh, exactly. Remember that was the game. The European one.
Against Zurich.
That was Marquinhos,
oh my god.
That was against that Zurich or some shit.
Yeah, man. Zurich, yeah.
I didn't know the Green passed away during that game.
Yeah.
Half time.
They did.
We were 1-0 up at half time, and yeah.
They did a minute silence at half time.
I remember all the games got cancelled that weekend because of how peak it was.
Oh yeah, I remember that. For fucking stupid cancelling games because of that. Radisson.
I say hit for that performance against Man City.
Oh my fuck off!
Right.
This Icelandic wanker. Bro thought it was Euro 2016 again and started getting gas, saying, "Yeah, I'm playing for a big club. I'm going to put in a man of the match performance against the potential league champions in the cup." No, you dropped an absolute clanger. You cretin.
Oh, by the way, Vitor Reis guy to Manchester City. So here we go.
No way. But
Immediate
Yo.
transfer as well. So he's joining now.
yeah,
So
Arsenal, you man ain't getting ahead of City. I can't lie.
They're signing Marmoush as well this week. So
That one
they're doing
pisses
yeah.
me off more than others because we were linked with him as well.
Of course you were. You're linked with everyone. You're not going to get them.
Exactly.
You're like that guy, yeah. Respectfully, that'll be moving to all the things, yeah, and they'll just reject you in it. So you got to settle for like even the Conference League ones won't want you. That's how Arsenal remind me of. Like the Conference League ones don't want you. LG Fridge, nope. Premier League, nope. Like you're just your own guy, innit? You need to hit a winter arc. That's what Arsenal need to do.
Winter arc, you know. Do you know what's so funny, yeah? Arsenal are the guy who books Winter Wonderland thinking they're going to get someone and then they go on their own.
Arsenal, when it comes to getting people, it's like Ryan, fam. Like, it's just...
Arsenal are the Ryan. Arsenal are the Ryan of the Premier League. For those that don't know what we're talking about, give me a second.
By the way,
but
can
here
I
we
just
are.
say the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them.
I big up the panel. I told.
Yeah, that clip will never get old. And Ryan isn't even here for me to give him a straight here, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. I always find something different about that clip every time I watch it. And my new thing about that clip is right at the end, he's like, "Oh shit, that didn't land." He's got that face of, "Oh shit, it didn't land."
Nah,
That's my favorite part about that. Ned said, "I knew what to expect." Of course you did. That's a Hall of Fame clip. That's a Hall of Fame clip. But listen, that's what Arsenal are right there. You're looking 16 out of 10. No one cares. No one knows what the fuck you're trying to say, and no one is responding, fam. All right, Austin Trusty. Trusty the process.
Trusty
the process.
But of course, this was like a conky signing, innit? Colorado.
Who does he even play for now?
Fuck knows. He played at Birmingham at one point.
I thought he was playing at Brom. I thought he was playing for the Brummies, but clearly not anymore.
I don't know now.
Let's see where Aaron Trusty's playing.
Trusty is now at Celtic.
Oh, so he's winning trophies. He's going to win the trophy. Fair enough.
Oh, so Austin Trusty left Arsenal to win another trophy.
It gets better and better, doesn't it? It really does.
So, Alfie, success?
No.
Okay. All right. Moving on. Cedric Suarez.
He fought Lacazette. He's done stuff like that.
That's big.
That was his only moment.
He was free. He was a free transfer. That's number 2. So there was no profit or loss.
Alfie?
Still a miss. The best one's next to him. In my opinion.
Oh, this is my favorite.
My national treasure. That one. That I enjoyed that whole year.
Bro, when we talk about players representing a whole meme for the season, there's a lot in football. Like there's Maguire at Man United in the 21-22 season, under Oli and Ranić. There's Lukaku in every club he's ever been at, apart from Man United and Chelsea. Darwin Núñez. Like, there's a lot, but this one, it is debatably one of the best because Bakayoko's up there as well. Actually, not I think
300 grand a week. Getting told he was going to win UCLs in 3 years if he joined Arsenal. What's pretty funny was the moment he left Chelsea, they won a Champions League the year after. What other things? His debut, what was it? 3 assists, a hat trick of an assist. Fans saying what a bargain.
The most misleading performance in Premier League history.
He scored a free kick against West Brom. Remember that? Near the end of the season, he scored a banger in the Emirates.
Yep.
That was his only goal.
Oh my god, he was the original 00. No, he couldn't have been 007.
And then he turned up against Hibernian in pre-season the following year, looking like a pudding.
He's got aura in it. So Sasha Bob aura, man.
He was chilling with Hazard way too much.
I don't blame him, man. 300k a week, I'd buy a whole lot of boxes from Pepe's, innit, if I was on 300
Oh, bro, I'm ordering a delivery every day.
Yeah, man. Don't blame him, man. 300 grand a week.
Bro.
Sensational, man.
Useless cunt bag.
Bro, in the Villarreal second leg, they were already losing 2-1, and they brought off Aubameyang to bring on Willian.
Oh, that meme, the memes.
Oops.
He brought on fucking Willian.
How are you going to take off Aubameyang and bring on fucking Willian?
I miss Saar, you know. I miss Saar, man. I get what's funny.
I follow him on TikTok. He's actually jokes. He's been in the UK recently. Everyone's been getting him to try British snacks.
Wait, what?
Fair play.
Loves a Lucasade, apparently.
Lucas saying the weird things. Okay. Matthew Ryan.
Oh my
vibes. Like he didn't play.
I swear he played in that game where we drew 3-3 with West Ham.
I think so, probably.
I swear he was in net that game.
Alfie, I tried to forget that game because we were 3-1 up and you drew 3-3 with us, bro.
You were still 3-1 up against us. Shouldn't have happened in the first place.
Yeah, I know, but I've tried to forget that game. Should have won. Should have fucking won that game.
I definitely believe you remember the one where Saka missed the penalty against you lot. I definitely know you remember that.
Oh yeah, of course I do. But
I remember that day, you know. I was literally I was in a comedy show in London. I was watching a comedy show in London when that happened, innit? I was watching
anyone in particular?
Oh, have you watched the show It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Yeah, so I went to their podcast, innit? The live one in London, yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and I was watching Arsenal and Sky Go on the right there, innit? And Saka just happened to bam his penalty over the bar.
Bro, I was meant to go to that game. I have a season ticket, but I chose to not go because West Ham pissed me off. I was just like, we lost 5-1 to Newcastle at home. I'm like, I am not going to that Arsenal game. I am not fucking going to that Arsenal game. Fuck off. I refused to watch the Fulham game away from home at home, and we won. We won that game. But I still refuse to go to that Arsenal game because Moyes also said, oh, well, the fans shouldn't have left and all that. Go fuck yourself, you cretin. Like, that's what pissed me off about that. It was just like, oh, you blame the fans even though we lost 5-1. It's your fault, you mong. But anyway, I chose not to go to that game, but we actually got a good result. The only reason why I was happy with that is because we derailed your title race. I don't usually care about draws. I don't care about draws. I don't care about drawing against teams. I don't care which team it is. But because we pissed them off and we came back from 2-0 down, cool. I can live with it because we pissed them off. Speaking of goalkeepers, Neto.
I'm jealous, man. He lives the life Neto does. Getting
paid
to
to
sit
sign him.
down. It's a loan to
Point
be
to
fair.
sign him. Either way, doesn't matter. Like, what did we get him for?
He can't even play in the cups. He was cup tied.
Can't play in the cups. And even in a cup where he can play, we don't play him. But then again, who was going to play Neto against Man United?
He's fucking shit, by the way.
He'd do well. He'd do well against United. I mean, Jack Swagger could not shoot to save his life. He'd definitely keep a clean sheet. But the next one.
Let's get into the last one because we know Neto's a miss. Raheem Sterling.
Raheem Shillings, Raheem Rupees, whatever you want to call the man, innit? Oh man, what do you know what? Thank you, Arsenal, because we were linked to this man by the end of the deadline day when we were gonna get rid of Sancho. So graciously, respectfully, and I'm appreciative to Arsenal, man, because you got rid of a guy that I could have got. So thank you. Thank you. Man, I've heard people calling him Megan the Stallion, yeah. That's how peak it's been. Like, it's crazy. BBL Sterling.
That is mad.
BBL Sterling is a madness as well, you know.
BBL Sterling. BBL Sterling. I think
It's optional, remember? It's optional. You don't need to get him, so you're fine.
I thought you were going to say the BBL is optional.
Is it not?
Well, it is. That's what I thought you were saying. That's what I thought you were saying.
Oh shit. Nah. I mean, I think Sterling's optional, isn't it? Now, so you don't. Unless it's not, then I'm laughing.
I don't think there was any option on the table.
I don't think they had a clause in it.
No.
Oh, then you're good. You're good. Now it's Chelsea's problem in May. That's crazy.
That's crazy, man. Well,
About to see the best of me. Yeah, we're still waiting.
What do you think of the signing, Alfie?
Panic. We saw an opportunity and took it without taking the idea into consideration. And like I said, Edu saw Arteta get Sterling on loan and said, fuck this.
He's at Forest now, to be fair. Don Edu.
And look how well they're doing. And look how well they're doing.
Aye, man, I'll laugh if Don Edu somehow does well at Nottingham.
Bruv, do you know what they were doing well without him? They were doing well without him, so it just added on to the success. But that's it for the signings. Like, so I think what we've gathered from that is that most of the signings that Arteta signed in this reign have not hit. Yeah. So there you go.
Just gone sideways.
Alfie.
And you wonder why it says Arteta out below my name.
Well, this is the thing. I don't get why there's any more justification for Arteta now. So let's get on to the next game. Tottenham at home.
We're losing.
You're losing to Tottenham at home.
Oh, God.
And I hate to say it, but I honestly hope we do.
I want the opposite because if he wins, he stays longer and he can lose to Unai, so it's fine.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere, so just lose back to back. He ain't under pressure. There's no pressure at Arsenal, despite what the tweets say. But generally, do you actually think you'll lose?
Yep.
At Tottenham, what was the last time you lost to Tottenham at home?
12 years ago, maybe.
Have they won at the Emirates ever?
Don't think they have. No, they have. Oh man, let me search this up.
So
I think the last time they beat us at home, Yunus Kabul scored the winner.
Oh, it was that game.
And it was the 2010-11 season.
2011. Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I think they lost to Birmingham City in the final that same year.
Yes, we did, Taz. Thank you for reminding me. What the fuck was Szczesny and Koscielny doing? You gave Obafemi Martins an open net. You lost to a team that had the cycling GK in goal and had I can't remember what name. I think he was Serbian.
Oh,
Serbian Peter Crouch.
Obafemi Martins.
Nikola Zigic.
Oh, yes.
Wait, I just realised this.
Yeah, Koscielny as well.
Did they have a former Arsenal player in that squad?
Haleb was in the squad.
Haleb,
They had Haleb.
Alexander Haleb, yeah.
So Haleb came back to Dunk on you, man.
Yeah.
Bro, they had Curtis Davies, Scott Dunn, Roger Johnson.
Johnson. They have more trophies than Kane right now.
Roger Johnson has a trophy before Harry Kane. Roger Johnson played for West Ham, you know. He's one of the worst players I've ever seen, ever. Like, ever.
Didn't they have like a baldy right back? What was that right back called? The bald guy?
Oh, no. It's Carr some shit. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen Carr. Yeah.
Stephen Carr. He played for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Lee
Any
He was
Boyle,
it.
Lee Boyle's in there.
He was
Hey, God, no.
Stephen Carr was in the Newcastle team when Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer had that little scuffle.
Bro, they had Cameron Jerome. Birmingham.
Oh my god!
He was a shithouse, proper shithouse. Bro, so wait, so we're saying the last time Tottenham won against Arsenal at the Emirates, Birmingham lined up with that team to win a trophy, and now we're
And you
thinking,
bottled a 4-0 lead against Newcastle in that same year.
Not only that, Spurs went further than us in the Champions League that season.
they still didn't win it.
We were knocked out by Barcelona. They were knocked out by Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm.
I can't lie, I felt bad for you, low-key. I really
Yeah,
do.
we played well against Barcelona that night at the Emirates. We played really well.
Oh, yeah, Bun Barcelona, these guys.
Jack Wilshere's best performance in an Arsenal shirt, hands down.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
All of the 5 games he played. Like, this is the thing with Arsenal Tottenham now. You'd like to think that Tottenham would lose. I still think Arsenal were going to win because it's Tottenham. But people raise a good point where Tottenham will struggle against the fucking Tamworths. But they beat Liverpool.
See that's another thing I said in my match review, that I saw Arsenal fans taking the piss about Tottenham going to extra time with Tamworth. What, you think we would have done any better? The way we've been playing recently, Tamworth would have probably beaten us.
Mm.
The new Stoke FC would have been dunked on by a Stoke-esque goal. Them long throw-ins.
Boy. So, what's your confidence going into this game? Why do you think you'll lose this game?
There is no confidence. I mean, and I don't have any reason to be confident. We're out of 2 competitions. We haven't got the league to fight for, despite the fact we're in second. And Arsenal fans are pissing in the wind if they think we're going to win the Champions League.
Mm. I can't imagine Tottenham winning with Brennan Johnson, Timo Werner. This guy stunk out against Tamworth, by the way.
Yeah.
Turbo Timo, come on.
Then again, he might not even play, to be fair. It might be Son, Kulusevski, Solanke. If Ange's smart, he'll play Kulusevski on the right, Solanke up front, Son on the left, and Maddison in the middle. If he's smart, he would do that. He'll play both of Maddison and Kulusevski. If he doesn't, I think Arsenal got midfield control. Also, they've got bozos in. Like, Basuma's a bit of a bozo nowadays, so is Sarr. They want Colin Mawani. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with Tottenham?
Oh, apparently Josh Conke is going to be at the game. Josh Conke is on his way to London ahead of the game against Spurs on Wednesday. That could mean something.
I don't think it means fuck all.
But have you not seen the video where the guys caught? There was this fan calling out Edu in it during the season where they were getting pammed at home, and he was like, Edu, and the guys just looking at him like, what do you want me to do? And he's just like, fucking sort yourselves out.
Fucking hell. Bro. Alfie, what's the score prediction?
I said yesterday it'll either be a draw or Spurs will win 2-1.
What's your gut telling you?
2-1 Spurs.
Fucking hell. Taz.
Do you know what? I'll be nice. I'll say 2-0 Arsenal, man. I feel like this is the redemption game in it that will get all these Arteta in as a bit more hope and copium. So I'll say 2-0.
Yeah, I think Arsenal win 2-1. I think they'll give it a go at Tottenham, but I just don't think... I can't see them winning at Emirates. The winning at Emirates would be all-time meltdown. Like, if we forget what we just saw on the weekend.
Expressions. I'm just waiting for that if they win it.
Expressions, fan cam. And that watch-along. If we just be happy you win the race.
Wait.
Big Alfie as well. Alfie, but your set piece coach is the reason you're in the race. He deserves his mural.
No Bergkamp, no Henry. But Mohamed El Nini and bleeding David Raya is on the mural. That is wild. That's like me putting a picture of like how Bruno Fernandes, and not putting Eric Cantona in. That is incredibly crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy, bro. I don't even want to discuss any shit West Ham players on the mural. I'll fucking punch you up and make that mural, bro. I don't care. I'll offer them out. Right, if I see a mural,
Lopetegui.
Bro, if I saw a Lopetegui Calvin Phillips mural, bro, I'll box them in. I don't care, fam. You deserve a punch in the face if you ever do that. Forget Omri and Bergkamp. Give the set piece coach his flowers. Fucking hell, man. But Taz, now that we've got you on as well, Man United Southampton. What's your score prediction for that? What's your thoughts going into the game?
Oh, fucking hell. I forgot we play football. I think it'll be like 2-0, low-key. I don't think we'll score a lot. I think it'll be like 2-1, 2-0, because I think the players are going to be knackered from Sunday. And I think he'll start Højlund still. Unless Zertsky, Ahmad, and Bruno plays as the front three, then we might be good. But I still think it'll be 2-0, 2-1. I'm not going to be surprised if anything crazy happens in it, because that's what we are at the moment. We lose the weird games, we win the unexpected.
Yeah, do you know what? Southampton are just that bad that I just think that I think Man United will actually stoop to their level but still win because Southampton are so shit. Like, I think you'll squeeze a 1-0 against Southampton. It'll be like a Bruno penalty or some shit, and then Southampton won't do fuck all because they're shit.
We did that last year against Sheffield United. I think we were losing at one point, and then Bruno got a pen, and then they gave up. J1, yeah. J1 said, I don't get how fast can be Arteta out, mate. Trust the process. We're on phase 6 out of 10. Don't worry, the phase 7 is going to be making sure we get a win. I can't tell.
Sure, this has to be a troll. Sure, this have fun. Just... yeah, this is okay. Well, Alfie.
Was this guy old enough to remember the Wenger ever?
I don't know.
I'm scared as your profile picture when you've got ballers in your club, like, respectfully. Do you know what? Arsenal, man, I can't, like, you lot make me so fun that I just can't explain you guys. You guys are two jokes.
It's always round the corner, fam, as Saeed said. The meltdown is always round the corner. All right, we're going to end it there. Starting with you, Alfie. Let them know where they can find you, what you got coming up.
They can find me at alfie_YT on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And coming up, we'll obviously have the match preview and review of the North London derby against Spurs, where you're probably going to see me have a meltdown again. So make sure you tune into that. And again, to all the people out there, thank you for helping me reach 300 subs.
And listen, there's onwards and upwards, only the start. Taz, what have you got coming up and where can they find you?
So you can find me on YouTube on Taz21. You can find me on TikTok on, I think it's TazFC. But more or less, we're just going to talk about United's game coming up on Thursday. I don't think I have time to make a Garnacho going to Napoli vid, but we'll do that tomorrow. I think that'll be a good one. So I pray Napoli get Garnacho and AC Milan or Arsenal get Marcus Rashford, and you'll make me a happy man. You'll make me an extremely happy man. J1, United are still crap regardless of them beating us. Where are they in the league? Okay, do you know how I can change that argument? You failed to be a 10-man, 13th in the league, Man United, at the Emirates, and you're telling me enjoy my 4th cup round tie.
This is going to go on forever, fam.
I'll say it here. In my last 10 years, I've seen European success. I've seen 2 FA Cups, 2 Carabaos, and that's my dead period. You lot would die to essentially get that in it. So I'll leave it as that because that's enough.
This could go on forever, fam. This could go on forever.
It's just not worth the timing. So yeah, we'll chill.
But listen, Taz and Alfie's links are in the title, people. So make sure to subscribe to them as well. Obviously, everyone that I have on the channel, you gotta subscribe. Simple as. If you like my content, you'll like their content. Simple as that. That's how it works. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the channel in the first place. And listen, people, we've got the West Ham Fulham match reaction tomorrow. I'm going to be at the game, so I'll probably be at like 11 by the time I get back home and eat. I hate going to home games on the weekdays, but somehow we're always on a weekday when we're at home. But listen, I don't know what other videos I'm going to have after that. Probably a What We Learned video on Wednesday, and then we'll go in from there. But listen, make sure to leave a like on the video, people. Subscribe if you're new at GVR Mikes on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok if you want to follow me. We're on the road to 1K subscribers. I'll see you guys later.